I was watching, I don't know if it was an episode, but it was a clip of the Braxtons, and I guess Tamar Braxton and Tony Braxton was into it. It was like a full on argument, and I guess it was all about putting or bringing the sister, then their niece, on the show because the niece alleged to a lot of crazy things that she's saying took place in the family, right? And Tamar decided to reach out to her, connect with her, and bring her on the show, right? Tamar is saying that Tony said, yeah, bring her. And the thing is, I don't necessarily care if Tony said, yeah, bring her, because if I'm Tamar and I'm always the one in the middle of drama, why then would I go bring her? It sounds crazy, right? It's like one of those things. If somebody say jump off the roof, are you gonna do it? And then she furthermore goes on and says, well, Tony told me to bring her, and then you're trying to bring her on your podcast. Not even the show, her podcast. That's what it was. It was her podcast. Sorry, I was missing the facts. It was her podcast. And then I think what got me is that, Tamar, didn't Iyanla bring up that a family member did something to you, and you never wanted that to be aired out? You didn't have, till this day, we've never heard Tamar address it, speak about what happened with that alleged family member. Somebody did something to her, blah, blah, blah. So why are you over here trying to spill somebody else's truth? Why don't you spill yours? Tell us who did something to you. What happened to you? Since you want us to know the business, the family business at this point, let us know what happened to you, since we sharing. You're trying to give her a platform to express some things that took place when you right here in the flesh, you could express things that took place with you. Are you hoping that, your niece can give you a segue to be able to speak about something that happened to you? Let's keep it real, because that's my thing. Don't try to have, like, you trying to be so advocating for someone else to spill their truth, and you're not. You're trying to withhold your truth and keep your stuff a secret, and not try to expose family members, but you trying to set this girl up in a way that she can be able to tell the world about what took place when she's processing it herself. It seems as though the girl's processing it herself as far as how to feel. She's going through therapy. She's trying to figure out what made her feel a certain type of way, how to speak on it, and if she should speak on it. And that's her personal, path to cross. However she decides to handle it is her business. But I think that sometimes you kind of have to figure it out before you let other people know. Figure it out in your head. Figure it out how it makes you feel. Figure out how you're going to process things before you let people know. I don't think that it's time for her to present it to the world, because if you bring certain things to the world a certain type of way, it can affect you your whole life. Sometimes you got to process your business first before making that decision. I think right now she's in a processing stage, and Tamar is kind of setting her up. And once you tell the world, you could be ridiculed, you can be judged, you can be a whole bunch of things. So you have to figure out how you feel about something traumatic happening to you, and you processing it for yourself before you bring it to anybody else. I think that wasn't Tamar's place to do. You want to talk about something that happened in the family that was messed up, that I think that give yourself a platform. In fact, it is your platform. You have a platform, and speak about the abuse that took place with you, that happened to you, and who did it. Because then you're speaking about something personal that happened to you, but you're involving other people, and I don't get it. I believe that the reason why Tony is upset, I believe there is some truth to Tony mentioning, bringing her on the show. But I don't think that Tony was saying it like literally, go bring her on the show. I think Tony was clowning with her sister. Like, girl, it'd be crazy if you bring her on the show, girl. Like, not like bring her on the show. That's how I feel. I feel like it was a joke. And Tamar is using that and bringing that up to say, literally, you told me to do it. People do that. They got family members that, like, twist and turn things, what I'm saying? Because the optics of that and how big it looks is insane. So I believe that that's what Tamar was doing. If Tamar can do what she did to Funky Dineva, be the way in which she was to Funky Dineva, and that is as her friend, make it seem like, oh, they got together and knew about this thing, and try to trick the public when it wasn't really like that at all. I think that she's doing worse to her family members. That's all I'm thinking. I think Tony did say it, but not in that light. I don't think it was meant to be taken that way, and I think Tamar is using that to manipulate the public into believing certain things, in my humble opinion, because Tamar is known to do that. Now, as far as Tony going off or whatever, because I think Tony's going off because she realizes how crazy that'll make her look in the public. If I told you that looks crazy, and if I did say that, I didn't mean it like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to make it seem like that. It gave that. That's my opinion of it. But I think if Tamar want to tell anybody truth, tell your truth, sis. Tell your truth.